we're going to use some weights. It'll be full body, but I would suggest using some light weights. So I have 3 pounds here. You can go up to about 5. I wouldn't recommend too much higher than that. And if you don't have 3-pound weights, you could do just body weight, of course, or even less. I'm going to use actually for one portion these water bottles because they're about 1 pound each. And there's going to be some exercises where even 1 pound weights is going to be rather challenging. So make sure if you have weights available to you that they are close by. And let's get started. As always, if you want to add music into the background, I recommend it just to keep the motivation up and keep it fun. So we'll get started with some squats. Feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, knees slightly turned out. And when you're ready, we're just gonna sit back like we're sitting in a chair and then pressing up through our heels. So sitting back, pressing up. And we'll start just by warming up the legs before we incorporate any arms. Starting to connect to your breath. I like to inhale on the way down for squats and exhale up. And start getting deeper and deeper into that squat. And now we can add some arms. So we'll do some bicep curls. So palms facing forward as you come down, curling up, and then straightening the arms and legs. Curling down and straightening. For these here at the beginning, the 5-pound weights would be fine. I mean, I guess you could do 8 pounds for some of these exercises. You just don't want to start doing things incorrectly. So make sure you can do the form first properly, and then you can start to build on the weights. Let's do about 3 more. 2. And 1. So now for some lunging. Again, we're going to start just with the legs and not add our arms until we've done a couple set of reps. So we're going to start by taking a big step forward, feet hip width apart, and then lunging down, pressing up, stepping back, opposite leg steps out long and wide, coming down, pressing up, stepping back. And then when you're ready, bending at the elbows, we're going to do some shoulder flies. So stepping forward, bending down, arms come up to about shoulder height, coming down, pressing back, forward, arms up, down, and back. Again, making sure you're breathing. Core is engaged to keep you up and stable and balanced. Really using the shoulders here to do the lifting. Notice that my wrists are staying in line with my elbows, so my wrists aren't leading. Let's do 2 more on each leg. If you're really struggling with these, I would suggest doing them wearing shoes. Shoes just helps you to balance because obviously there's a wider surface than just your feet. All right, last one. So putting your weights down for a second, but keeping them nearby. We are going to squat down. Let's walk out to a plank. So in our high plank position, hands under shoulders, feet about hip width apart, pelvis is tucked, and we're going to press back in our hands and kind of sit so our bum comes towards our heels, knees stay off the mat, and then flowing forward, holding a plank for a couple seconds, sitting back, Inhale to sit back. Exhale to press forward. Making sure belly's drawn in and you're wide across the chest. Shoulders are down and back. So no humps in the back or arches. Let's do 3 more. If you do need to put your knees down each time, that's totally cool. And the last one. Now we're gonna hold here in a plank. So you can do this if you wanna drop down to your knees or your forearms. I'm gonna do it in a high plank here. So belly's drawn in, hips are down, pelvis is tucked, wide across the shoulders, bum is on, legs are on to help. And you're looking just slightly in front of you. And let's hold for a little bit longer. I don't have a timer on, so we'll just talk through it. And let's go for a final 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees down. Sit back to your heels and do a nice shell stretch. Hopefully you're warm. It is a warm summer day here right now, so I'm already sweating, even with the air conditioning going. Okay, so let's come down. Have your weights again nearby, but we're not going to use them for this second. So let's continue to warm up the core. Bringing your hands behind your head. Again, making your head heavy in your hands as always to take the pressure off the neck. Bring one leg up to tabletop. Bring your other leg up to tabletop. Make sure you have that grape-sized space beneath your lower back, and we want to keep that space. Let's take an inhale. As we exhale, nod your chin to your chest and curl up. And inhaling down, exhaling, chin to the chest, curling up, inhaling down. As you come up, draw that belly into the spine and come down. Try to get those shoulder blades off the mat each time. And also think about that grape-sized space. So we're not flattening our back, nor are we creating an even bigger arch. Really engaging those abdominals to keep our spine exactly as it is on the mat. On this next one, hold up, and we're going to extend the legs out, and then we're going to bring them back and uncurl. So exhaling, coming up, legs go out long, and then coming back down. Let's make it all one fluid motion. Try to get those shoulder blades up and keep a nice fist-sized space between your chin and your chest. For an added challenge, as we come up, we can widen the legs to about mat width, bring them back, and come down. Coming up, legs go wide, in and down. Belly really comes in, engaging those abdominals. Think as if you're tightening a belt around your waist each time. Let's do 2 more here. And final one. And coming down. You can hug your legs into your chest. Take a little second here. We're going to do one final move here before we get to our bridging. So legs in tabletop, hands behind the head. Taking a second, inhaling. As you exhale, nod your chin to your chest, curl up, and we're going to do our bicycle. So now we're just going to extend one leg, rotate our torso to the opposite knee, come back to center. Extending opposite leg, twisting to the other side and back. Now for this one, my tabletop knee is staying in tabletop. It's not coming into my chest. It's staying knee over hip. The reason for that is that it's gonna keep my great size space beneath my lower back and not start to use my lower back and my pelvis. And it's an added challenge to keep this leg with the knee over the hip. You'll see, your knee just wants to come into your chest. And reaching along with that opposite leg and twisting through the torso. Let's do 2 more on each side. And 1 more. And coming in, hugging it in. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I have enough room here. Yep, okay. Grabbing your weights. Putting your feet ready for bridge. So about hip width apart. Again, your heel is about kind of a bit more than a hand's distance away from your bum. Again, we're gonna start just with the legs and then add our arms. So, but in the meantime, you can have your arms kind of in these goalpost positions. Down on the mat. So knuckles are kind of facing up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Pause for a second. And inhale to lower your hips. So exhale, lifting hips up. Inhaling down. Think about pressing through those feet, using your bum and the backs of your legs to lift up. And coming down with control. Pressing up. And coming down. So now we can start to add the arms. So as we press up, we're going to press our, straighten our arms for our chest fly or chest press. And then lowering everything down. Exhaling, pressing up. Inhaling down. Ideally, each time you wouldn't let your arms rest on the ground, you'd keep them hovering about an inch off the ground. So we have a lot to think about here. As we press up, draw that belly into the spine, pressing through the feet. And you're also pressing your arms with control. So you're using your chest here, a bit of your shoulders. Try to get that same height each time, get your hips up. The goal is to have your hips, so your knee, hips, and shoulder kind of in this nice straight line, diagonal line. Let's do 2 more. And on this next one, hold at the top. So we're going to hold in our bridge, getting a good bridge position, pressing through the feet equally. Shoulders are down. Head's relaxed, and now we're just going to do the arms. So we're just going to do this chest press. Keep breathing through it. Keep those hips up. Knees are reaching long over your toes, trying to reach towards the opposite end of your mat. Let's do 5 more presses. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering the arms, lowering down with control. Take a second if you've kind of shifted. So let's bring our palms to facing each other now. Elbows are bent. Again, we'll start with our arms just resting on the ground. Let's take our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Toes are slightly turned out. So again, just keeping the arms where they are to begin with. And we'll start with these wide bridges. So inhaling, as you exhale, lifting your hips up, inhaling down, exhaling up, inhaling down. Think about drawing that belly in, engaging those core muscles to lift up, coming down, making sure you're getting that hip height, and down. And now we can start to add the arms. So we're just going to straighten the arms, palms are facing each other, and then bending at the elbows to come back down. Arms go up, bending at the elbows to come down. So this is another chest move, as well as some biceps and shoulders. Think of it pressing equally through your feet and checking in with your knees. Are they staying where they should be, or are they starting to flare out or cave in? Are your hips coming up a level? Or is one kind of leading and maybe one wants to sink quicker than the other? A few more here. And on your next one, let's again hold our bridge at the top, and we're doing the arms again. So arms are coming down and up, down and up. Making sure hips stay up, knees are reaching, shoulders are relaxed, head's relaxed, and you're breathing. The reason we like to breathe through kind of pursed lips with our exhale for Pilates is it helps to relax your jaw and your face so you can't be clenching. I like to clench a lot. And actually, let's do two more, then I'll continue talking. And last one, and lowering down. Can take a second as I talk. So we like to do pursed lips because it also helps to just draw that belly in and engage the deep abdominal muscles, kind of the muscles that are underneath our six pack. Okay, now you can do this with your 3-pound weights. I'm probably going to do 1 pound so that I don't completely lose my breath here as I try to teach. Okay, so one leg up to tabletop, other leg up to tabletop. Let's have our legs together for this one. So our knees are together, ankles are together. Reach your arms long. So arms are slightly off the ground. My palms are facing up, holding my weights. Take a second, nod your chin to your chest and curl up and just hold here. Now we're just going to extend one leg long, bring it back to tabletop. Extend the other leg long, back to tabletop. And we're just holding our arms here. Again, the one leg that's in tabletop is not moving. It's not coming into your chest. It is staying knee over hip. And you're reaching long with the other leg. Try to keep up, keep your shoulder blades off the mat. And now let's pick it up and kind of make it a bicycle motion. So it's like we're bicycling, making it kind of a round, smooth motion. Again, knees not going to come in towards our chest. Ooh, I have a shake on in my stomach. Keeping those shoulder blades up, keeping your chin off your chest. Let's go for 10 quick ones to finish. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down, lowering your weights. And if you want to sway your legs side to side, hug them in, whatever you need to do. All right. So this is one where I'm going to use the 1 pounds, or I would suggest no weights for this one. 3 pounds, it is so difficult, at least for me. If you can do 3 pounds, more power to you. That's awesome. So I'm going to move my mat a little bit so that I don't hit the reformer. I feel like I say that every video. So make sure you have enough room that you can arc your arms to the side. Actually, for this one we don't need to arc to the side. So I'll move back. But you do want to have enough room in front and behind you that you can reach long. Okay, so starting on our bellies, coming down, grabbing your light weights. Let's have our palms facing up, so we're holding our weights, palms up. So belly's drawn in, hips pressing into the mat, pubic bone pressing into the mat. Reach your legs long, keep them on the ground, but just reaching them long. This is a nice like spinal full back of the body extension. So we're really trying to lengthen here. Roll your shoulders back and down, engage that upper back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, begin to lift your chin up, hover the head, peel your chest off the mat, and raise your arms to about bum height. And let's lower down. Exhaling, lifting your chin, hovering your head, peeling your chest, lifting your arms, and lowering down. Again, belly's drawn in, lifting everything. You're reaching long through your fingers, reaching long through your toes, and lower. Reaching, lifting that chest, lowering. You'll notice though that my sports bra strap is still on the mat. I'm only just kind of lifting the chest and my upper back. Anything below my sports bra strap is still down and on the mat, and I'm not really using that part of my back right now. Try to keep those legs down. We're gonna get them involved in a minute. And on this next one, hold up, and we're just gonna pulse the arm. So belly's drawn in, reaching long, and we're just pulsing. Lifting those weights, shoulders back and down, heads reaching long for this spinal stretch, back exercise. And let's finish with 10 pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering. Bringing our arms up now. Okay, so arms are up. Palms are facing down this time. Taking a breath. So draw your belly in again, pressing your pubic bone into the mat. Reaching your legs long, reaching your arms long. This one's a real challenge if you have even 1 pound weights. I'm gonna do it all the way through. Okay. So let's hover our right leg and our left arm. Lower those down. Hover left leg, right arm, lower down. Continue hovering opposite arm and leg and lowering. Your head can be up or down for this one. Mine's up, just so that I can speak towards the camera and I'm not talking into the mat. And now if you're using weights, you really want to try to maintain control in your pelvis and your torso. So you're not flopping side to side and you're really reaching here. Now the added challenge would be to not lower everything down. I'm gonna hold off my weights for a minute here. So it would be keeping one arm and leg in the air, bring the other arm and leg in the air, and then fluttering opposite arm and leg. So raise your right arm, left leg, lower, left arm, right leg, lower. And then you just keep fluttering here. So you're not touching the ground. And now we'll go for 10 quick ones. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then 10 slow. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering everything down. You can press back into a shell stretch. I don't know, I just find the 1 pound so hard for that one. If you found it easy, then maybe try with the heavier weights. You can definitely do that. Okay, for this next exercise, I'm gonna go back to my 3 pound weights now for the rest of the class. So I'll move these out of the way. Just need 1 weight for this next exercise. So, placing the weight. Okay, let's get into a plank position first of all. You want to place the weight beside one of your hands, kind of outside of your mat. Getting into your plank, you can do it on your knees, on your feet, but you want to be on your hands for this one. And what we're going to do, so let's get into that proper plank position. Hips are down, shoulders back and down. You're going to take the weight with your opposite hand. So my weight's on my right side. I'm gonna grab with my left hand underneath, drag it to the left side. Now planting my left hand, take my right hand, drag it back. The goal with this is to keep your hips, your body relatively stable, and you're not shifting side to side too much. So ideally, if you need to go down to your knees, you can do that. And you're not throwing your weight around like I kind of am. Ideally, quietly placing your weight with control. So we'll do a few more of these. Let's do, hopefully you don't want your weight to roll away like me. One more on each side. So you've finished on the other side that you started on, and we'll take a break, come back into that shell stretch. Alrighty. So coming up now onto our feet for our standing portion. For this one, if you did want the heavier weights, the 5 pounds or so, now would be the time to add them in. I'm going to stick with my 3 pounds. So you can do this in one hand also, or 2 hands. We're going to do some single leg deadlifts. So the level 1 would be, let's plant our left foot. Right foot steps back slightly. Again, about hip width apart. We're not on a balance beam. And hands down by our sides. We'll start with the legs again. And all we're going to do is hinge up the hips down with our flat back, and then pressing up through that left heel. So all the weight's in that left foot, pressing up. The right foot is barely there. It's like holding just 10% of your body weight just for balance. And back. Coming down, pressing up through the heel. So this is working the back of your leg and your bum. And you want to try to maintain that flat back. The next level would be single leg. So you're coming down, flat back, hinging at the hips, and then coming up. You can tap your toe down if you need to, or you can keep it hovered. Coming down, pressing through the heel. Level 3 is adding in the arms. So as we come down, we're going to kind of row our arms into this W position, lower them down, and drop the toe down. Coming down, arms come up, squeezing those shoulder blades together, arms down, toe down. So if you think about, you have like a pencil between your shoulder blades and you're squeezing that pencil tight and down. Try to keep your hips square the entire time, so your hips aren't opening up towards the side. Let's do 2 more on this side. Last one. And down. Oh, now I forgot the pulse. So however you want to do this, you can bend forward or you can be on your foot, and we're just going to do the arms. So arms rowing, again squeezing our pencil, hips are square. Let's do 7 more, so we'll do 10 here. 5, still breathing, cores drawn in to help you stabilize. 3, 2, and 1. Coming down for a second. So left leg is still going to be working. Planting that left leg. Let's step back long with the right leg. Again, always shoulder width apart. Stepping back far enough that your leg is straight, the heel is off the mat. And we're just going to hinge forward. So my knee is over my ankle here. My knee's not beyond my toe. About 80% of the weight is in this front leg. Really engaging the bum here in the back of the leg. Let's bring our arms up. So our elbows are in line with our shoulders. And we're gonna do tricep kickbacks. So just straighten the arm, using the back of the arm here for those tricep kickbacks. Again, try to stay hinged. And your back is flat, no humps. Let's go for 5 more. 4. Use those inner thighs to stay up. 2. And last one. Lowering the arms, coming standing up. You can kind of kick your butt a little if you want, or shake it out. Okay, before we move on to the next leg, we're gonna do some plie squats. So, feet wide, heels wider than your shoulders, toes are turned out quite a bit. Bring your arms up to about, so your arms are in line with your shoulders, and we're going to sit down and then do a high bicep curl, extending, coming up. So sitting down, folding up the arms, straightening, sitting up, pressing equally through your feet. Back is relatively flat. My chest is facing forward, so if I had a logo on my shirt, you'd be able to read it the entire time. And my arms are staying up the entire time. Not higher than my shoulders, just in line with my shoulders. And try not to get lazy like I am, try to get low in that plie each time. We're almost done here. And on this next one, let's hold down and let's just do 10 of these bicep curls. Staying low, pressing equally through your legs, using your abdominals. For 4, 3, 2, and last one, coming up. You shake it out before we move on to our right side. Okay, for those single leg deadlifts. I need to catch my breath. Okay, right leg. Again, if you want to start just with your left leg slightly back for a little bit of balance, to start out with, arms down by our sides, just hinging down, flat back, pressing through that right heel to stand up. Hinging forward, pressing through the heel to stand up. Hinging and up. Now if you want to add that challenge, you can lift your left leg, come up and tap it down. Coming down, tapping. Again, you can do this with just, with just one weight. So you would do, like you could do either weight, but ideally you'd want to do the weight that is on the leg that's lifting. So right now would be your left weight. You would hold on to that one and drop the right one. And now let's add those W rows. So coming up, squeezing your pencil, lowering, coming back down. Making sure hips are square each time. For some reason this side is weaker for me, so I have a harder time keeping my hips square. I really like to lean to my right. So pay attention if you're doing something like that. Try to correct it. Again, always trying to maintain that flat back, reaching through the crown of your head, and you're always pressing through that right heel. Let's do 2 more. And now we're going to pause and do just our arms. So however you want to do this, if you want to just keep your foot down, and we're just going to pause for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, use that belly, stay still, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh. Take a second. So coming for that lunge, tricep kick back. Right leg is forward, left leg, big step back. Left leg straightens, heel is up. Hinging at the hips. Again, about 80% of your weight is on your right foot, the forward foot. Knee is over your ankle. And we're gonna hinge forward that flat back, reaching our head long. Bring your arms up so that your elbows in line with your shoulder, and straightening to kick back. Doing this with control with your triceps. So when you bring your weights back in, it's not just like a throw out and a come back. It's really with control, straightening, lengthening out, coming back. Lengthening out, coming back. Lengthening and back. And we have about 5 more here. Keep it even with the other side. Using those inner thighs. 2 and 1. Going up. And let's finish with one last set of pliés, bicep curls. So, wide leg stance, toes are out, heels are kind of looking almost towards each other. I mean, a real plie, they would be looking directly towards each other, but do what's best for you and your body. Arms up. And for this one, actually, we're gonna do something a little bit different this time. So, let's get into our plie first. We're going to sit down. And this time our chair isn't quite as back as far as us. It's a little bit more underneath us. So we're gonna sit in our chair, pressing equally through our feet, standing up. Coming down, sitting in that chair, pressing up. Now, let's bring our arms up, kind of opening to the sides here. And we're gonna do this kind of W move. So coming down, pressing up halfway to a W, and then into a V, W, in and up. So down, W, V, W, in, up. Basically just as long as you're moving here, using your arms, using your legs, keep getting low in that plie each time. Let's finish it out on a good note. Let's not get lazy. I know it's hard, I'm shaking, I'm sweaty. Okay, after this one, we're gonna hold down. We're gonna bring our arms out forward. So let's come down, hold, arms up, and we're just gonna do 10 of those bicep curls. Stay low, using your belly, your core is drawn in. Maybe 5 more of these. 4, 3, 2, and last one, coming up. Whew. Good work, everyone. So, I'm gonna put my weight down for our stretch. I'm gonna do a quad stretch. So grabbing your foot with your hand, press your foot into your hand, hand into the foot, making that nice connection. Try to bring your knees in line, pressing your hip forward. You can bring your arm up if you want, really lengthening. And then this is a balanced challenge. If you need to hold something, you can. Bringing your ankle over your knee, and we're gonna kind of sit back. So we're doing this figure 4 stretch, but standing now. Getting a nice stretch along your bum and thigh, inner thigh. Coming up, other leg, quad stretch. Again, pressing hand and foot together, knees together, or knees in line. Pressing the hips forward. Ankle over knee. Sitting back into that figure 4 stretch. Ooh, this side needs a stretch. All right. And again, if you need to do any other stretches, you can press arms out for biceps. Pressing down and back. Shoulder stretch. Do whatever is right for your body today. I'm gonna do a little tricep stretch. So putting my hand down the middle of my back, kind of reaching down my back, holding that opposite elbow. And then switching. Oh. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this one. And again, comment below what you want to see next time. You can subscribe here to always get the videos, and you can follow me on Instagram at Pilates by Becky. Thanks.